Hello everyone and welcome to my Sister Wives Gossip. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Dolores Catania is the new head honcho of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. The Real Housewives of New Jersey was once one of Bravo's best reality shows in the Real Housewives franchise. Now it's been on hiatus since 2024. With the cast divided by anger and feuds, the series is in tough shape, especially while its top star Teresa Giudice is at the center of most of the issues. Production has been scrambling for what to do with the cast during some much-needed time away, and it looks like there's a new leader of the pack, Dolores Catania. Teresa may have been Honcho's longtime leader as one of the longest-running housewives in the franchise, but right beside her was her childhood friend Dolores, who didn't always get the credit she deserved. Now times have changed and fans have staked their claim. Dolores will presumably be the center of Honcho's new season, whenever the cameras pick back up. Teresa Giudice quickly became one of the Real Housewives of New Jersey's central figures. She was cunning, entertaining, and had a large family made for TV. Over the years, her reign has been marred by issues with her sister-in-law and the cast. A woman who was always by her side but had slowly separated herself to form her own identity was Dolores Catania. For season 14, it became clear to fans that Teresa didn't fit the show anymore. Her only true ally was Jennifer Aydin, as Dolores was split between the cast. Now on hiatus, social media has proven that Dolores is at the center of the group. She has been seen commenting at different events with various castmates. More importantly, Dolores has maintained a neutral stance between Melissa Gorga and Teresa. A large reason the series is on a hiatus is that production doesn't know what to do about the divided cast. They're either Team Melissa or Team Teresa. Dolores's light is shining brighter as Teresa's is fading. This was seen during the season 14 finale when Dolores was at the center of the table, narrating the issues that the group had with Teresa and Jennifer Aydin. Furthering Dolores' popularity, she was on NBC's The Traitors and is allegedly a part of the newest city in the franchise, the Real Housewives of Rhode Island. According to E! News, Dolores is friends with some of the cast members and will allegedly make an appearance. On a June episode of Jeff Lewis Live, Dolores shared that she wouldn't be the star of the series but she would visit. Between staying neutral among the season 14 group of Real Housewives of New Jersey, popping up on the Real Housewives of Rhode Island, and her growing popularity on other reality TV shows, Dolores has taken center stage. Dolores Catania and Teresa Giudice grew up together. When Teresa started filming the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Dolores can be seen in the early seasons in the background at family events. It wasn't until season 7 that Dolores became a main housewife. For years, Dolores was blindly loyal to Teresa and defended her when oftentimes she was indefensible. Dolores has a special way of maintaining friendships while still protecting the one person most of the cast disagreed with. As time went on, Dolores stepped into her own light and stopped safeguarding Teresa. Doing this only made Dolores more popular with viewers. Teresa steps away from Real Housewives of New Jersey while Dolores continues. It could be the end of their friendship. In June 2025, Andy Cohen shared on Radio Andy that Real Housewives of New Jersey was in the middle of casting. According to Page 6, Real Housewives of New Jersey was test filming for season 15 without Teresa in September, but it's all speculation and nothing can be confirmed unless it's released by Bravo. However, since Teresa is on thin ice with most of the cast, it wouldn't be surprising if she stepped away from Real Housewives of New Jersey for a spin-off while Dolores took her spot. If there's one thing that defines the Real Housewives of New Jersey, it's power dynamics. From table-flipping dinners to feuds that span generations, the Garden State has never lacked for drama or leaders. But for all the larger-than-life personalities that have passed through its gilded gates, few have shown the staying power, resilience, and quiet authority of Dolores Catania. Now, after years of holding the role of peacemaker, confidant, and the woman who can walk into any fight without breaking a nail, Dolores has emerged as the new head honcho of Real Housewives of New Jersey. And make no mistake, this is not a crown she snatched in a heated moment. This is one she earned through loyalty, strategy, and that unmistakable Jersey grit. From sidekick to spotlight. When Dolores first joined the show back in season 7, she was often seen as a supporting character. A friend of Teresa Giudice, the ride-or-die who'd been in the Giudice family orbit for decades, Dolores came into Real Housewives of New Jersey with roots already cemented. She wasn't scrambling to make a name for herself. Everyone already knew who Dolores was. First, fans wondered if she had the firepower to stand out in a cast filled with louder personalities. But Dolores had something more valuable: authenticity. She wasn't trying to be anyone but herself, a single mom who worked hard, loved her family fiercely, and didn't play games. Fast forward nearly a decade, and what began as a supporting role has evolved into a leadership position. Teresa may still have her OG title, but it's Dolores who commands respect from both castmates and viewers. Why Dolores? Timing is everything. Part of Dolores' rise comes down to timing. Real Housewives of New Jersey has gone through seismic shifts over the past few seasons. Cast shakeups, bitter rivalries, and even family implosions left a void for someone steady enough to hold the reins. Teresa's long reign as queen of the franchise has been challenged in ways that have left her vulnerable. Margaret Joseph's is sharp but polarizing. Melissa Gorga is entrenched in her endless feud with Teresa, a storyline that has grown stale. The newer additions haven't yet solidified themselves as power players. Enter Dolores. She's the perfect balance, connected to the original crew but open to welcoming new blood. She has the kind of old-school loyalty that Jersey thrives on, but she's also pragmatic enough to call people out when necessary. Her voice carries weight because she doesn't scream to be heard. She speaks with calm authority and everyone listens. Dolores' leadership style. So what makes Dolores the new head honcho? It's not about being the loudest or the most dramatic. It's about being the one who people trust to set the tone. The bridge builder. Dolores has managed to stay on good terms with almost everyone. Whether it's sitting between Teresa and Melissa during one of their endless battles, or stepping into the middle of a Margaret versus Jennifer showdown, Dolores has an uncanny ability to calm the waters without losing herself in the storm. The protector. If there's one thing Dolores doesn't tolerate, it's disrespect. She's fiercely protective of her friends, her kids, and even her ex-husband Frank Catania, who remains a central figure in her life. That protective instinct makes her someone you want on your side. The straight shooter. Dolores doesn't sugarcoat. When she calls someone out, it's direct, clear, and without theatrics. That kind of honesty makes her word carry more weight than any screaming match ever could. Let's be real, Dolores radiates boss energy. From her fitness journey to her philanthropic work to her real estate ventures, she shows up as a woman in control of her life. Fans and castmates alike see that, and it adds to her aura of authority. Dolores versus Teresa, a shift in power. For years, Teresa Giudice has been the heartbeat of Real Housewives of New Jersey. She was the OG, the comeback queen, the woman who flipped the table and rewrote Bravo history. But the show is shifting. While Teresa still brings her signature drama, fans have noticed cracks in her reign. Viewers are growing weary of her constant feuds, and her alliances seem less stable than before. Meanwhile, Dolores has quietly positioned herself as the glue holding the cast together. It's not a hostile takeover, it's more like a natural transition. Even Teresa seems to respect Dolores' authority, often leaning on her for backup in arguments. And when Teresa's words fail to land, it's often Dolores who steps in to translate her point in a way others can actually hear. Fan reaction, the people's choice. What's fascinating about Dolores' rise is how much of it is fueled by the fans. Social media platforms are flooded with comments praising Dolores as the voice of reason, the realest housewife, and the only one with common sense. Bravo watchers, known for being brutally honest, see Dolores as a refreshing change from housewives who chase clout or stir up fake drama. With her, what you see is what you get. Fans admire her loyalty, her independence, and her refusal to sell out her values for a storyline. When polls circulate asking who should be the face of Real Housewives of New Jersey moving forward, Dolores often tops the list. For many, she embodies the balance of drama and groundedness that keeps the show watchable. What's next for Real Housewives of New Jersey under Dolores' watch? Now that Dolores is the unofficial head honcho, what does that mean for the franchise? Expect a shift in tone. Less petty feuding. Dolores isn't interested in dragging out the same tired arguments. If she has her way, storylines will center more on real-life issues, family dynamics, and new challenges rather than recycled grudges. A fresh cast dynamic. Dolores has proven she can welcome newcomers without alienating the OGs. Her influence could make Real Housewives of New Jersey a place where new faces actually thrive instead of being chewed up and spit out. Bigger boss moves. Don't be surprised if Dolores ventures, whether real estate, fitness, or philanthropy, take center stage. Fans love seeing her entrepreneurial side, and Bravo knows it. More heart. Dolores brings warmth to the show. She's not just about the fights, she's about the bonds that make Real Housewives of New Jersey unique among Housewives franchises. Under her watch, we might see a return to that mix of family and friendship that first made Jersey iconic. The legacy of Dolores. Dolores Catania didn't need to claw her way to the top. She simply stayed true to herself until the crown naturally fell into her lap. In a franchise where alliances shift like sand and scandals come and go, her consistency has become her superpower. As the new head honcho of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, Dolores represents a new chapter, one where leadership isn't about chaos but about control, not about being feared but about being respected.